Hi, how you feeling?
Oh, well, I had some contractions earlier. At least I thought they were contractions. It turned out to be a false alarm.
It sounds like we're close.
Yeah, close is taking on a new meaning.
At least you're prepared.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Well, I got an idea. Since you're all packed anyway, why don't you come stay at the house? You have plenty of room and you won't be alone.
Thanks, that's a really nice offer.
Well, take me up on it.
Well, actually, I've already made arrangements to stay somewhere else.
Where?
Would you believe Mr. and Mrs. Garrison's?
Garrison's?
Yeah, Kristen made the offer.
Yeah, well, I assumed it wasn't Clarke. What I don't understand is why you're considering it.
Storm, I'm more than considering it. I'm heading over there right now.
Well, there's more to this, isn't there?
I was passing by Clarke's office today, and I overheard him on the phone. He was calling the hospital about me. And actually, I was shocked, so I confronted him.
Which was your first mistake?
Storm, he obviously cares about this baby, else he wouldn't be calling the hospital about me.
But that's not what he told you.
No. No, it certainly wasn't. He's never been more cruel or hateful than he was today.
Margo, I keep trying to tell you to stay away from this guy. He's a loser.
I am not going to stay away from him. In fact, I'm going to do just the opposite. He has a responsibility to this child, and I'm not going to let him forget that.
We forced him to pay a settlement, a large settlement. I think that's the most you can expect from this guy.
Well, we'll just see about that. Because once he has me living under his roof, he may be forced to rethink his priorities.
Oh, rethink his priorities. Is that what you want from him? Or is it more, Margo? Is it much more than that?
Kristen,
Oh, hi, Ridge.
what are you doing here?
Leaving my wife a note.
Any word on Margo, her baby?
Why would I know?
Your wife shares her office.
I haven't heard a thing. Well, actually, that's not quite true. I guess there has been some speculation about who the proud papa is.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, haven't you heard? It's pretty well established. At least that's what Kristen says.
So who is it?
Storm Logan.
Storm.
Ironic, isn't it? A lawyer getting into trouble like that? What a rascal.
Yeah, well, I have a little trouble with that one.
You know, I did too at first, but Kristen convinced me. He's not the kind of guy that he appears to be. Anyway, I promised to keep it under wraps so as not to embarrass Margo.
Oh. Look, if you see Kristen, tell her I'd like to talk to her. It's nothing important.
Ridge, before you leave, did Kristen talk to you yet?
About the buyer from Australia? Yes, she did.
I had that woman eating out of my hands. I figure she's good for 100 units, maybe more.
Sounds promising.
I'll have us in every exclusive boutique from Melbourne to Sydney by spring.
Hold on, Clarke. Let's get something straight right now. You made the first contact. I appreciate that. But you're a designer, not a salesman. So I'll handle it from here, okay?
Where's Thorne? He's upstairs.
Oh. And Ridge?
He went back to the office.
Do you have any idea where Brooke is?
She's also out someplace.
Good. Then we can talk.
The bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Fix-A-Dent, for a hold that really makes a difference. Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. You haven't given up on Clarke.
Oh, Don't be ridiculous. I wouldn't take him back if he came begging on his hands and knees.
You are going to have to forget him.
Storm, I'm not interested in Clarke.
Then why are you going over there? And don't tell me it's to make him reassess his priorities.
Because he owes his child more than money. That's why I'm going over there.
And you think this is going to accomplish that? You think this is going to make Clarke face his responsibilities?
It may be the only thing that does. Clarke does not listen to logic. He does not listen to reason. I know firsthand he doesn't listen to emotion. Storm, this man has hurt me once too often and too painfully. I owe him this one.
Even if it's counterproductive.
It won't be. I'm convinced, despite everything he says, that Clarke is drawn to this baby. I'm not going to let him lose touch with that. I'm going to be there every single day to remind him.
Ridge, I landed that account.
That's why Forrester gave you an office. We appreciate your effort.
But the effort isn't over.
It is for you. You see, I handle sales with my father exclusively.
I did a good job. You acknowledge that.
For someone with no experience, you did well. But Jennifer Scott is, she represents a whole continent to us, Clarke. Our first in Australia. You can't expect us to turn her over to someone as inexperienced as yourself.
Why not? I brought her in.
Because you were here. Had I been here, I would have brought her in. She is a motivated buyer.
Now, wait a minute. You're not trying to belittle my contribution here.
Of course I'm not trying to belittle your contribution. Look, the bottom line is, I'm the boss, you're not. I'll tell you something else. I'm getting very tired of your attitude. You're acting like you're trying to take over this company.
And you're acting as if you're afraid I might just do that. Hell, Ridge. A month ago, you had a bullet in your head. An eighth of an inch either way, and you'd be dead now. Lighten up, Ridge. Why don't you give us guys in the trenches a chance to show our stuff once in a while?
Margo, are you sure you want to stay here?
Yes, I'm sure.
Hi.
Hi.
I was starting to worry.
Well, Storm and I were talking.
Well, at least you weren't going into labor in some taxi cab.
Where do you want this?
Oh, right there's fine.
Okay.
Storm, thanks for everything.
Well, you got my number if you need me.
Don't worry about a thing. Clarke and I will take care of
Bye.
her. Bye. Well, he seems to be there more and more for you these days.
Yes, he's a really good friend.
So I've noticed.
Well, looks like you're getting ready for me.
Ah, this is Clarke's bed.
Oh, really?
You and I will sleep in the bedroom.
Oh, well, I assume your husband knows about this arrangement.
No, not yet.
Hope he approves.
Well, you know men. Anything that upsets the schedule, then he'll be okay. So how are you feeling? Any closer to that big moment?
Oh, I think this baby likes it inside of me. I think maybe I'm going to be this way forever.
Great. Then we'll have you here forever. I'll make us some tea, okay? So how are you? We haven't seen you in a few days.
Well, Eric and I were only gone for one night.
Well, how was your romantic evening?
It was lovely. But that was last night, and this is today, with its problems and challenges.
Sounds like we're about to talk about one of them.
Mm-hmm. Brooke, I would really like to know how she got back into this house.
Stephanie, why would you ask me about Brooke?
Are you telling me that you don't know how she got back into the house?
She wasn't gone that long.
That isn't the point. She was gone. She was out of the house and in her own house. Whether it was for a few days or a few weeks isn't important. I thought that I'd finally gotten rid of her.
She got rid of herself, Stephanie. She left of her own accord.
Which, for the life of me, I will never understand.
Well, I do.
You do? Well, then enlighten me.
She left for the same reason that I wouldn't make love to Ridge before we were to be married.
You were a virgin. I don't think Miss Logan has known that condition for many years.
Okay, so the situation may be different, but the reason behind it is the same. She wanted a commitment.
A commitment? What, with Ridge in the hospital? That can't be why she left.
Well, it was.
Wait a minute. Wasn't she in Chicago for a few days before she moved out of the house?
I don't really remember exactly.
Well, I think she was. She was gone for a few... Yes, and when she came back, she was out of the house. Now, did something happen while she was gone?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
Well, did you talk to her about this?
Stephanie, what's the difference? I mean, the point is that she left because she wanted more from Ridge.
Well, she certainly changed her tune when she spent a few nights alone.
Those are my sentiments exactly.
Why did she move back? Did you ask her?
She got what she feels is enough of a commitment.
From my son? Well, I can imagine what that amounted to.
Stephanie, Ridge told her that he loves her.
He did?
That's what she says.
Do you believe her?
I have no reason not to.
Well, what do you make of this? Do you think that Ridge is in love with her?
Thanks for the tea. I want you to make yourself at home, Margo. Just help yourself to anything and everything.
You are one fine human being, Christy Garrison.
It's easy to be for such a good friend.
Well, I think I'm gonna go lie down for a while.
I made up the bed. Just let me know if things start to happen.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be the first to know.
Hey, honey.
Come here.
Wow, what was that for?
Just one of those days.
Work?
Yeah. Work.
What happened?
Let's talk about it afterwards.
After what?
After this. I could eat you up right
Can I say something first?
now. No, not a word.
You're not making this easy on me.
Making what easy?
What I have to say.
Save it. It'll keep, and I won't. What's this?
We have a guest. Just until she goes into labor.
Oh, no, Kristen, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it.
Honey, she's hours away from delivering.
Well, let her be hours away somewhere else. How could you do this without consulting me?
Why are you so against it?
It's not that I'm against it.
You're sure acting like you are.
I just want to know what's going on in my own house. Is that too much to ask?
Nothing is going on, Clarke. We have a friend who's spending a few days. My God, sometimes you really surprise me with your attitude.
I am not copying an attitude here.
Shh. She'll hear you.
Margo's here?
Yes, she's in the bedroom.
Oh, what's she doing in there?
She's taking a nap, or at least trying to.
In our bed?
No, Clarke, on the floor. God, you can be so unreasonable at times.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What is this stuff on the couch here?
It's for you, Clarke.
Oh, well, this is splendid. Magnificent. Why doesn't she just wear my clothes? You know, she's big enough to put them on.
Clarke, if you don't quiet down right this minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Clarke. I hope you don't mind about the robe. It's only going to be for a minute.
It's no problem, Margo. Do you need something?
Well, the shower's kind of confusing.
I'll get it for you.
Thanks.
Whatever you're trying to pull, it's not gonna work.
I'm having a baby, Clarke, that's all. Your son? That's right. It will be a boy. In fact, I've already named him. Little Clarke.
Do I think that Ridge loves Brooke?
Yes, surely you've given it some thought.
Well, why would I?
Well, perhaps you've talked it over with Thorne or muddled it through your mind.
Stephanie, I have so much to worry about. I don't really have the time to think about Brooke's love life. I don't think that Thorne does either. I mean, I can answer your question. No, I do not think that Ridge loves Brooke.
That's interesting. Why do you say that?
She's not his type. Oh, I'm sure that he's attracted to her, but he's not in love with her.
You seem so sure.
Well, aren't you?
Well, well, she seems to make all the right moves where he's concerned. You know, if it were any other woman and he'd told her that he loved her, I would say it's just because he wanted to get her into bed. But Brooke worries me.
I think you're overreacting.
Tell me why. I'd like to be convinced.
Ridge can see through her.
I'd like to believe that.
Well, believe it.
Why are you so sure? Why are you so convinced about his feelings for her? Do you think it's because she's so manipulative and conniving that he could just never be in love with her? Or is there something more?
Like what?
Tell me.
Stephanie, I almost married Ridge. I know him very well, and Brooke is not the woman that he's in love with.
Is he still in love with you?
No. Of course he isn't.
If he was, would that make a difference? That wasn't a fair question. Of course it wouldn't make a difference. You have a husband who adores you, and he needs you now more than ever before.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's just a mother's insight into a son. You're so important to him, and I know how important he is to you.
Why do I feel like you're saying more than you're really saying?
With everything that has happened to Ridge, it's taken much more of a toll on Thorne than most people can see. But of course, as his wife, you can see the stress that he's under. And he counts on you to diffuse it. Just as I count on you. We all count on you, actually.
Jewelry provided by Stephen Dweck. Join us again for the bold and the beautiful.